Thank you to Denny Carleton for having the great idea to make a video from his interview of the Damnation of Adam Blessing from September of 2000 as broadcast on his show, The Cleveland Music Connection, on WELW. You can find Denny's music on Spotify. He's all over Facebook. He's got a great YouTube channel, so please check out Denny Carleton. And thank you for watching and the support of this channel. Just hit the subscribe icon, and there's further support information in the video description. Thanks for watching.
Okay, we're here with the Damnation of Adam Blessing. Adam Blessing, which is not, is that your real name now?
Well, if legally it is. If you use it for more than 7 years, it becomes your legal name.
And Ray Benich.
And no, my real name is William Matthew Constable, Jr. I thought it was a little wordy.
And then the Damnation of Adam Blessing started like a lot of bands, and the members were Bill. You pronounced the names because I'm going to butcher them. Well, we can't go into every detail of every history of the bands before that, but the Damnation itself. What were the 5 guys?
Well, the band that we're talking about with the albums out would be Jim Quinn, Bob Kalamaz, Ray Benich, sitting next to me, Ken Constable, and Billy Schwark.
Right, and
myself.
The things that I remember of the Damnation of Adam...
I said Bob Kalamaz.
Did you?
Yeah.
Don't forget Bob.
I didn't forget Bob.
Okay, well, see, they're a band. They still have those little, band is like a marriage, and it's kind of like a, you didn't forget Bob. Something's never changed.
I'm looking out for Bob,
I saw Ray Davies at the Rock Hall, and he said they were talking about bands, and they were talking about the Kinks, and he says, a band is a special thing. It's a special relationship. It's a special thing, and there is, I'm not in one, but I've been in them, and they are special things. So,
well, Denny, as you know, it's like a marriage. You spend so much time together, and if you're under contract to a label and you have to continue to stay together, and the pressure can get, which happens to a lot of bands, it happens to everybody, when you have to deliver a product on schedule.
How long was the Damnation of Adam Blessing together before? You were a high school band, basically? And then, I know you were
in different bands.
You were different bands. You formed a band. How long was the band together before you got your first record deal?
Not long, actually.
No, it wasn't very long at all. We took it down the basement at my mom's house for about, 3-4 months, and we took it to Deepu's Tool and Die Works in the Flats, where we were the house band for, maybe another 6 months, and we had the record deal.
Yeah, it couldn't have been too long, because actually on the first album, I was 17. My mom had to sign the recording contract.
Right.
So you guys were signed, and when you were signed to Eric Stevens, but maybe 2 days after you signed your record deal, you had a chance to also be signed to another company. It says in your liner notes.
Well, I think there were a lot of opportunities that presented themselves at that time. We had talked with ABC and Bill Sinzik.
Yeah, there were a lot of people involved at that time.
Well, from reading your liner notes, and the Damnation were together in the 1960s, and then in 1999 or year 2000, all of a sudden, someone from Italy showed enough interest in the Damnation of Adam Blessing to release your music with a 50-page booklet, 26 pages in Italian, or 25 in Italian, and 25 in English, and now the CD is available all over the world. And then the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame wants you to play, and you were also featured in the display at the Rock Hall of Fame for the Cleveland history. But we could talk, and we will. But let's hear a little bit of Morning Dew, one of your songs, maybe just a couple minutes, because your songs tend to be 5 or 6 minutes, especially You Got Me Floating, which tended to be 45 minutes. So, right?
That's true.
That's true. So we're going to play a little bit of Morning Dew by the Damnation of Adam Blessing, and then we'll come back and talk some more. Because of the length of these songs, we have to fade them, and we have the blessing of Adam Blessing and Ray, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. Glad to be here.
You know what impresses me about you guys is the music. I mean, I've read the liner notes, and it talks about some of the seedier elements, which everybody's gone through things, in the liner notes and in the article in the scene, But what impresses me is the music. I like the idea that you guys are up-tempo, kind of a heavy band, but then you got this soft vocals by Adam, and you got these mysterious lyrics, and it's just really good. It's refreshing. Like you said last night, Ray, it sounded fresh when you heard it.
Right, I hadn't heard it in a very long time. When I first heard these cuts again, Jimmy sent me a tape. I hadn't heard any of our music in 20 years. And so it sounded really fresh to me.
Yeah.
You know, I could stand there and listen to it objectively. And I was impressed.
Yeah, we were pretty good, huh?
Well,
You know what amazes me too about your band that I didn't know, and I'm not an authority, even though I have this radio program. I think I have a good knowledge of the Cleveland music
you sure
scene.
do.
But I didn't know that you guys opened for Ike and Tina Turner, and you played the Whiskey a Go-Go, and you played in New York. And
I didn't know about Ike and Tina Turner myself.
You forgot about that one, right? Yeah. Well, the hype starts to happen after a while.
We never did.
Oh, that's in the...
No, Adam.
They bounced us everywhere.
Yeah,
We
no.
just played everywhere.
We opened for a lot of people, but
Uriah
those were
Heep?
not.
Few of them opened for us.
I thought I read that in the line.
No, you did. You're correct. They did say that, but
Yeah.
that
Uriah Heep was-
never happened.
Uriah Heep.
Now, I had this picture of
Alice
I had a
Cooper.
picture of Tina dancing the morning dew or something and doing a duet and
The
jumping
Ray
up on
Benich
stage.
and Tina Turner stories, and
We
that's
did,
where
okay.
Leon Russell and Mammoth Gardens in Denver. We
Grand Funk,
Grand Funk lots. We played a lot of shows with Grand Funk.
Eric Clapton.
Let's hear another cut off the first CD, and then we'll get into some more songs. How about Lonely?
How about it?
Off the first CD, we'll do a couple commercials and more Adam Blessing. We're back with the Damnation of Adam Blessing, Damnation and Ray Benich, and also Jim Quinn just called here on his cell phone.
It's
Cell phone. And he said that there were some people listening in Pittsburgh on the internet.
Wow.
And I think they're ready to go on the air. Are you ready to go on the air, people from Pittsburgh?
I guess so.
You're listening to the Damnation right now, right?
I am. I turned it just down because it was a little too confusing to hear what you were saying.
So you're a
But yes,
Cleveland Browns fan, and you're listening to the Damnation of Adam Blessing here in Pittsburgh, right?
It's pretty exciting that you guys are all getting back together.
Thank you.
How do you know the Damnation?
Well, I know Jim, and he's down here in Pittsburgh, and he has played the music and talked about it a whole lot. So I know he's pretty excited.
The music's really fresh, isn't it? After all these years.
Definitely fresh. It's definitely something that could go now.
Well, let's play a tune, and then we'll come back. How about Money Tree?
Great.
I like that. I like.
That's good.
Well, I
Okay.
like them all.
Thanks for
Thank
calling.
Bless your heart.
Boy, I tell you, that music sounds really fresh and current to me from the Damnation of Adam Blessing. And Paul, what were you saying? How old are you, Paul?
32.
Paul is 32, which means he's about 40 years younger than us, right? Is that right, you guys?
Yeah.
No.
You're just a baby.
He's just a baby. So, what did you say about the second tune that you listened? The second,
I said it has a climax blues band type feel to it.
well, but before Climax Blues Band came out, these guys were.
Okay, so you see who's copying who now.
Yeah. Besides being a rock band, you guys were this rock band, and you made all this really great music, right? And you wanted to thank somebody too for.
Well, people such as yourself, Denny, that have helped keep the, I don't want to say legend, I don't want to exaggerate,
Say legend.
but the music of the Damnation of Adam Blessing alive over all these years. And, of course, MMS and Michael Stanley have done a fine job of keeping this band
Absolutely.
alive.
Yeah.
And we're so appreciative of that.
Definitely.
Thank you.
And what I was going to say, too, is that besides being a rock band, you have another part of your story. Your band broke up for many years, and you personally, Ray, how would you describe it? You were pretty, you were one of the wilder guys in the band, or the wildest, and your lifestyle led you to...
Well, in 1982, I committed a drug-induced act of domestic violence that led to my incarceration. In Damnation, I got into using drugs, and that led to a diminished state of understanding and antisocial behavior and all the things that come with drug use. That's why today...
And then in 1982, you were put in prison.
I was put in prison
For
just 2 months short of 18 years.
And while the time when you were in prison, you had a born-again experience.
Right, yes, I did.
Which is... You had a born-again experience after you were there for about a year, which is, boy, that's like, I don't know which would be worse, to not have that experience and being there for 17 years, and all of a sudden you get saved and you get out of it, Well, like you had this change of consciousness, and then all of a sudden you were there,
Well, Denny, what came to mind just as you were saying that was the reality of sitting here with you talking about all this and comparing it to having been in a prison cell. and that is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. That's this right here. The evidence of things...
You were hoping to be on this radio station. You were hoping someday to get... You were hoping to get a life again.
I said, Lord, if I ever see Denny again, it'll all be okay.
No, but you were hoping at some point to be beamed over the internet and play at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and then
that I would be free and able to play music again.
I know.
This has gone way beyond that, so I'm very thankful.
Yeah, but you were leaving but then through this time when, I don't know, if Jim was trying to get the band together or something, he started trying to get you freed from prison?
Well, maybe Adam can share with you that they really didn't know where I was.
We didn't have any...
Well, they never did know where you was. After you read the liner notes, I didn't know what kind of person was going to walk in here until we talked on the phone last night.
I can understand that.
Doug Sheppard wrote that.
Are you okay now?
I'm okay. I was okay after we talked.
No, Doug Sheppard wrote the article in Ugly Things magazine, which is what started this whole thing. And then the research that went into writing that article, of which that book is a great portion of.
50-page book that I read.
That's right.
Okay.
At that point, we found out what happened to Ray. None of us knew where Ray was.
Really?
No, we had no idea. We had no.
Your brother's in prison, and nobody even knows where Ray is.
That's right.
Incredible.
And after that, Jim Quinn got very involved in hastening his release and put a little pressure in the right places, found out that there were some highly suspected things going on here, because 18 years in prison for what Ray did is literally twice the length of time that a convicted murderer serves in that same prison
Right,
system.
I think it's appropriate to mention that I thank you for that, and I thank Jim for having played such a part in my release. But I'm thankful to the Lord, too, that no one was permanently injured.
Yeah.
I mean, that's real important to me.
Yeah, and now you go around and you go and play in churches, right?
Right, and share the experience and actually show people the Damnation albums and talk a little bit about how that influenced my life and how the drugs led to incarceration. You see, Denny,
this album is called Damnation to Salvation.
Which is the name of my band that's been playing in churches. Of course, I was told originally it was coincidental that this name was chosen.
I don't know. I don't think too much of this.
No, they acknowledge in the booklet that that's where that name comes from. But, I mean, Denny, it's incredible that they use that name.
They used it. His band is called Damnation to Salvation, and the album is called Damnation to Salvation. It's on A Karma Records.
Which is a good thing.
Yeah, whatever. Okay, so let's hear one more tune, and then we'll come back and wrap this up. Well, we got to tell people how to get in touch with you, and that you are playing at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Is free, I think.
Yeah,
right.
It's free in the lobby, and you're playing there this Wednesday.
Yes,
please come down.
Absolutely.
And you have a website?
Damnation.com.
Yeah, that's what it
Damnation.com. The only thing is, you might get a lot of weird websites when you put that in there, but...
This is the Generations Reunion. That's what we're titling this.
Okay, let's hear a little bit more.
Vintage
Conditions. Well, you could keep talking to Jim on the cell phone. These guys are talking to Jim Quinn on the cell phone, and as it has been throughout their history, Jim is keeping them together business-wise. This seems to be a recurrent theme with the Damnation of Adam Blessing.
I stand corrected. We have a wrong address, Adam.
All right. Well, actually, the website won't be up and running until next week. If you use the search engine Google.com and type in the Damnation of Adam Blessing, you will get a wealth of information.
And if you guys will give me the address, then I will... I'll link you to whoever wants to through my website. Once I get the address, we'll give you a link, and then they could come in through my website. And if you want to know more about myself, you can check out www.dennycarleton.com, or if you want to email me with comments, I will forward them to the Damnation of Adam Blessing at denny@en.com. That's not a complicated one. denny@en.com.
I'm going to check that out, Denny.
Yeah, my website. You probably enjoy that, I think. And we're going to go out with one more song. Is there anything else you want to say before your historic? Are you guys nervous about playing this concert?
Scared to death.
Are you?
It's going to be great.
It's Cleveland, though. It's going to be fun. I saw Perubu up there about 6 months ago, and they were having a blast. And everybody, and I've seen a lot of people up there. They have a lot of fun. Everybody's going to be a magical time.
This is going to be the greatest excuse in the world for all of the baby boomers out there that were hanging around the hullabaloos and all the high schools and stuff, every place we played. They're all going to have a great excuse to get back together and see people.
I'll be there at 7:30. 7:30 at Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Recapturing your youth.
And if everybody wants to buy this CD, how can they get in touch with it? Oh, Tommy Edwards Records.
Oh, you go to Karma, and there's a couple of places here in town that have them.
Let's play Back to the River, and thanks a lot, you guys, for coming on.
Thank you for having us in.
It's Back to the River by the Damnation of Adam Blessing. Stay tuned for the football game. Next week is Jess Marie.
Thanks for watching. If you like what you saw on Cleveland Live Music, make sure to click on the subscribe icon. And Patreon and GoFundMe information is below as well. Keep it going. Keep it going.